Why setting boundaries feels so uncomfortable. EQ for real life. Setting boundaries sounds simple. Just say no. Just speak up. Just protect your time. However, in real life, boundaries often feel uncomfortable, even painful. Not because they're wrong, but because they challenge something deeper. This video is about why setting boundaries feels so difficult, even when you know they're necessary, and why that discomfort doesn't mean you're doing something wrong.
Why boundaries feel heavy. Most people think boundaries feel uncomfortable because of the other person. But that's rarely the real reason. Boundaries feel uncomfortable because they create change, expectations, dynamics, roles. How others see you, and the nervous system doesn't love change, even healthy change. The hidden fear behind boundaries. At the core of most boundary discomfort is a quiet fear. What if they're upset? What if I disappoint them? What if I seem difficult? What if I lose connection? Boundaries often activate the fear of rejection. Not because you're weak, but because humans are wired for connection. Saying no can feel like risking that connection. Why boundaries can feel selfish. Many people were taught, directly or indirectly, that being kind means being available. That being helpful means saying yes. That being easygoing means not making waves. So when you set a boundary, it can feel selfish. But boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about showing where you end and someone else begins. The difference between boundaries and walls. This part matters. A boundary says, "This is what I'm okay with." A wall says, "I'm shutting you out." Boundaries create clarity. Walls create distance. Healthy boundaries don't punish others. They protect your energy and your values. Why boundaries often feel worse at first. When you first set boundaries, people may react. Not because you're wrong, but because the pattern has changed. And when patterns change, discomfort shows up. That doesn't mean you should remove the boundary. It usually means it's working. The quiet strength of boundaries. Boundaries don't need explanations. They don't need justification. They don't need anger. They only need consistency. The calmer you are when setting them, the more powerful they become. In closing, setting boundaries feels uncomfortable because it's a form of emotional honesty. And honesty can feel risky, especially if you're used to keeping the peace. But boundaries aren't rejection. They're clarity. And clarity is what allows relationships and self-respect to exist at the same time. Thanks for watching. EQ for real life.